A very good evening and welcome to this Saturday's final edition of YES101's Visual Radio. Bringing you the news, I'm Theruni Karnaratna. Let's start off with a look at your top stories for this evening.
News First headline.
Making headlines in local news, new ministerial subjects and functions gazetted. Income tax dues to be paid by Monday. Bar Association of Sri Lanka appoints new president. Committee appointed to probe into scholarship paper leak. In news overseas, Israel's military says it has killed Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah. And in sports, it's cricket. Play called off for the day 3 of the second test between Sri Lanka and New Zealand. On to those stories in detail now. New ministerial subjects and functions have been gazetted. The extraordinary gazette was issued by President Anura Kumara Dissanayake. The Ministry of Defence oversees 26 institutions, including the Defence Staff, the Tri-Forces and the State Intelligence Service. The Disaster Management Centre and the Department of Meteorology have also been gazetted under the Ministry of Defence. The Ministry of Finance, Economic Stabilisation and National Policies and Tourism oversees 62 institutions. The Sri Lanka Board of Investment and the Department of National Botanic Gardens have also been included under this ministry. The Ministry of Power and Energy has 11 institutions under its purview, while the Ministries of Agriculture, Land, Livestock, Irrigation, Fisheries and Aquatic Resources oversees 35 institutions. The Ministry of Justice, Constitutional Reforms, National Integration, Provincial Councils and Local Government and Labour has 38 institutions under its purview. The Ministry of Education, Science and Technology has 45 institutions, which include Sri Lanka Telecom, the Information and Communication Technology Agency and the National Data Protection Authority. Now, 15 institutions have been gazetted under the Ministry of Women and Child Affairs, Youth Affairs and Sports. Additionally, 41 institutions have been gazetted under the Ministry of Trade, Commerce, Food Security, Cooperative Development, Industry and Entrepreneurship Development. The Ministry of Health has 26 gazetted institutions. 53 institutions have been gazetted under the Ministry of Buddha Sasana, Religious and Cultural Affairs, National Integration, Social Security and Mass Media, including the Samurdhi Development Department. 17 institutions have been gazetted under the Ministry of Transport, Highways, Ports, Shipping and Aviation, which includes Sri Lankan Airlines as well. 6 institutions, including the Sri Lanka Police, have been gazetted under the Ministry of Public Security. Only 3 institutions have been gazetted under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Now, 48 institutions have been gazetted under the Ministry of Environment, Wildlife, Forest Resources, Water Supply, Plantations and Community Infrastructure. Additionally, 15 institutions have been gazetted under the Ministry of Rural and Urban Development, Housing and Construction. For more details on this story, do make sure to visit our website www.Newsfirst.lk. Meanwhile, the Inland Revenue Department said that all income taxes due for 2023-2024 assessment year must be paid by Monday. Commissioner General of the Inland Revenue Department, Sepalika Chandrasekhara, said that those who fail to pay or delay their income tax payments will face legal penalties and interest payments. She further emphasized that any outstanding tax dues for any type of tax must be settled on or before the 30th of September. She warned that if any taxes remain unpaid after Monday, the Inland Revenue Department will initiate legal actions as outlined in the Inland Revenue Act to collect those dues. For more details, individuals can reach out to 1944 or contact the nearest Inland Revenue Office in the region. In more local news now, the Bar Council has appointed President's Counsel Anura Maddegoda as the new president of the Bar Association of Sri Lanka. This was at a meeting held today. President's Counsel Anura Maddegoda previously served as the Deputy President of the Bar Association of Sri Lanka. President's Counsel Razik Zaruk has been appointed as the new Deputy President. These appointments come in response to the recent resignations of the former President and Deputy President of the Bar Association of Sri Lanka. Now, a 7-member independent specialist committee has been appointed to probe into the recent leak of the first part of the Grade 5 scholarship examination paper. Secretary to the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology, Tilaka Jayasundara, said that the committee was appointed as per the instructions of Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya. The committee includes several internationally experienced specialists as well. The committee is set to investigate the leak within 2 days and submit recommendations to the Prime Minister, ensuring that steps can be taken to avoid any unfairness towards the students. Let's now take a look at your international news.
International news.
The Israeli military said on Saturday that it had killed Hezbollah leader Syed Hassan Nasrallah in an airstrike on the group's central headquarters in the southern suburbs of Beirut a day earlier. The Iran-backed Hezbollah has yet to issue any statement on the status of Nasrallah, who has led the group for 32 years. Israel launched a new wave of airstrikes on Beirut's southern suburbs and the areas of Lebanon on Saturday, a day after carrying out a massive attack on the southern suburbs of Beirut, known as Dahieh. Let's now take a look at your sports news.
Sports news.
And in sports, it's cricket. Play has been called off for day 3 of the second test between Sri Lanka and New Zealand, which got underway today at the Galle International Cricket Stadium. New Zealand was bowled out for 88 runs in their first innings. The match was initially delayed due to bad lighting conditions, and later play was halted for the day due to rains. New Zealand were at 199 runs for the loss of 5 wickets at the end of 41 overs. They are trailing by 315 runs. Well, that brings to a close this Saturday's final edition of YES101's Visual Radio. For details of all these stories and much more, simply visit our website www.Newsfirst.lk or follow us on our social media platform. On that note, thank you for watching. Take care. Good night.